Right.
She
I
didn't
gotta
do
leave
it
by
though,
12:30
so
in the
she
morning.
might still. Are we heading up what tomorrow?
They
Yeah,
have
it's
election, they have election tomorrow. It's a school board election.
Recording is in
Special
progress.
election.
Yeah, awesome. I already voted. Oh,
You already
there
voted?
we go. Yeah, now.
Oh, what's in the background now?
No.
Yeah.
I didn't know there was an option.
Video.
Permanently
The-
have
It is a
all
school
ballots
election.
mailed to you.
Yeah.
No, I know that, I didn't know that you could set vote.
There we go.
You can only vote by mail, you couldn't do early voting now. Oh,
Yeah.
you couldn't go to a machine and do early
That's
voting.
Can I still vote by mail?
If you want a,
Probably not.
is this yours or is this the office?
It's only at the two schools.
It belongs to DSA.
6 to 8.
Okay.
Yeah.
I have one that we don't use, and I know there's a way to link them together.
Oh,
I don't know if it makes it better or worse, but you can put two of them together.
You can.
I mean, it's perfectly fine, I think, for the group you have.
Now, it's more trouble.
yeah, I
than
was
just
trying to
showing up.
return it when I
And-
first started
and putting
here,
it
but
back.
it was already outside the return window. It was purchased.
If you have to go back to court,
Wake up early.
We bought it, we bought ours during the pandemic.
Yeah, that's what I
We used it the whole time.
Yeah,
No one's opened it.
We're live, we're recording.
Oh.
let's call them even door.
Sorry.
Meeting's called to order. Tanya Altough,
Here.
Beth Ackaway. You know,
Here.
okay. Colin Chen, she's not here yet, or may not be here. Natalia Clayman.
Here.
Chris Edwards.
Here,
Randy Pitts, excuse. Andriana Popovich.
Here.
Kevin Slukas here. Rick St. Pierre, excuse. Chad Stevens.
Here. Well, happy Monday, everybody. The sun's out, it got warm. Everybody's in a springtime kind of way, and we're about to kick off our busy event season.
I'm sorry, did that come out loud?
I was,
wishing for winter.
I was so
Yeah.
bad.
that got picked up on the minutes.
Olivia's size.
So we've got a lot coming up, we've got a lot to cover, and let's just get right to it. Hopefully, everybody had a chance to review the minutes from last month's meeting.
There's a copy in your packet.
There is a copy in your packet. If we could have a motion to approve.
Was it sent? I'm sorry. It was sent on Friday or Thursday or Friday.
Yeah, it was like,
I didn't get it.
I replied to her email and I sent all the links today. For today.
I did get
I mean, if you wanted to, if you want to defer, it's only one
Yeah,
page,
yeah,
to be
that-
honest with you. If you want to defer, it's to the end.
We try to keep them concise now.
Okay,
Is it one? Thank
we'll defer the vote till the end of the meeting.
you.
Kevin, can you bring us up to speed on the PSE&G project?
Yeah, it's moving along. When I say it's on schedule to ensure that after St. Patty's Day, they really will be doing a lot of substantive work because they're gonna start paving. Because they have to pave for the tour of Somerville. So, we do get a weekly update, that goes out, so, you know, not that the project's finished, it's gonna just be paused for a significant amount of time. And then I also have an update, New Jersey American Water is also going to be working in the district. They're doing their bypass, and in the district, it's coming underneath the train station and coming out on Veterans Memorial Drive near Davenport there. And then it's gonna go on Mountain Avenue. We also are kind of struggling with that a little too, because there's a section of mountain that's used for the tour of Somerville. So they started today in hopes that we could pave that area for the tour of Somerville race as well. Then they're gonna have to come back and dig it up again. There's two lines, a 30-inch and a 12-inch. But unfortunately, there's just a lot of, utility activity.
On Division Street, are they going to be tackling that?
We haven't got an update on that.
Yeah, I haven't either. That's why I
Yeah,
wasn't sure if you got something.
I put a call into to them today on a related matter, but not that. And when I get that, we'll shoot an update out.
Because that has a different timeline, because we have Girls' Night Out scheduled for May 15th, and obviously we'll be using it. The stage will be arriving on the 15th for the summer, and we have a lot of activities planned for that space, so
Yeah, I'll
just need to
I'll
know if
follow.
we don't have.
Maybe next winter.
Well,
Yeah, I mean, it's very plausible.
before we
Yeah.
continue on with our plans, I really
Right.
need to, I guess, make sure, so I can follow up with them too, if that's helpful.
Yeah, I have a call into when we're ready on something else. but,
Okay.
yeah, it's that project, but when I
Got it. Cool, thank you.
Thanks,
A
Kevin.
quick question on PNG. On the main street, they're temporary patches, they're not pavers, they just like asphalt, is it just a temporary and they will
Correct.
put the pavers back?
Yeah, they leave the cold patch until they've made the connections to the business, because they still have to open that again
Okay.
to connect each
Makes sense.
building. Yeah.
Got it.
And I see Conlon has joined the Zoom
Oh,
for attendance
okay,
purposes.
great.
Hey, Conlon, welcome. And I guess Becky, you have a report for us, the KPIs, the social media KPIs and the influencers.
Are we in for the meetings?
This is meeting for the international.
Yes, this is Li Qing.
It's our board meeting. You're
Yeah,
welcome.
come in.
One.
I invited her.
Oh,
Olivia.
Colin is on the screen, so you can come in.
Okay, because I wasn't.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, I was gonna.
What room was it?
You're welcome.
Yeah, so everyone, this is Li Qing. I just want to quickly introduce her. She's a partner with the Bridgewater Commons. She's the president and founder of Center of Cultural Exchange and Creativity. So she provide huge performances for Bridgewater back in February, and she's interested to be a partner or a sponsor for an international street fair event on June 1st. So please welcome her.
Awesome. Thank you for coming.
So KPIs.
Yes, please.
They're in your packets. There's January and February. I'll just focus on February.
I'm
for
so
now.
sorry. Can I stop you? Are we not talking about the design report?
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't realize we had something.
I'm so
extra.
sorry. Well, I mean, I can do it in my director's report if you'd rather than,
Is that easier?
it doesn't matter, 6-1 after the,
Just roll it all together in your,
in my
in
director's
your
report.
section.
Okay, great. Go
I'll
ahead.
still be
All
quick. I'll
Please,
still be
no,
quick.
you're good. Keep going.
Yeah, we've been down a little bit in the past, from January compared to February. Just across the board, it looks like for the most part, we are up in followers, but accounts reached is pretty much down a little bit, between Facebook and Instagram. But, we're still getting a pretty good number of views. We're still getting a pretty good number of follows and interactions. So the only thing that I was a bit concerned about was the number of accounts reached on Facebook, which we are down 37% in, and that might be just due to ads. I believe we might have had less ads or something like that, but, it also could be that, we had worked with more influencers in January who were posting us more, so just comparatively, this is probably more on track with how we normally are, but when we have a big boost in, accounts reach or views due to influencers, the next month is gonna look a little shaky just because it's comparing to the last month. So that's really the only thing that jumped out. Other than that, it's pretty par for the course.
Great. February is on the second page. I did not give you January last month, so you have both just for your viewing pleasure. Okay, I will jump into some other things. Something I did not include in my report, I just realized before we started, is that we've made a little bit of a shift for our, we're calling it the Weekend in Somerville email. We were getting some messaging from the businesses that were not simply reserved for the upcoming weekend, they were further out. And obviously it makes sense for some of the businesses to be able to promote whatever events or in business classes, et cetera, more ahead of time. So rather than just referring just to the weekend, we switched it to the Somerville Insider. So, you're on the inside, everything you need to know about being in town, right? So the email, just the messaging of that, we've shifted a little bit, and then we're doing a reel right before the weekend of things that are happening. So preferably in-store events, things that are happening in the downtown, but really just trying to get that last minute crowd just interested in what's going on for the weekend. So we've started doing that to just add to our business features and approach. So we'll see how that goes.
Yeah.
As far as our chocolate walk, we did briefly touch on it last meeting, but we sold about 250 tickets, and a lot of people said, oh, this person's sick and this person didn't come, but most of the people ended up attending, which was great. We did want to keep it limited just to not overload all the businesses, which even then, a lot of the feedback we got was that businesses ran out. Some obviously did not, and I know some businesses reported that it was a great event for branding purposes, if not actually having sales. So depending on what business was participating. So all in all, the concept itself of doing like a very minimally costing ticketed event on a Thursday evening really just helps to kind of bolster a little bit of activity, especially during a quiet month like February. So generally speaking, the feedback was quite positive. There were a couple little misunderstandings with a business or two, which we've sort of cleared up for the future. But outside of that, the public seemed to really enjoy it. Anything I'm missing on this, Phyllis?
This was a first time event, so I would say as far as first time events go, this was really successful. And of course, there's gonna be a couple hiccups from some businesses that didn't really understand the concept fully or whatever might have happened. But I think going through it for the first time and seeing how successful it was really helpful because now we know, how to fix it for next year and how to advise the businesses a little bit better. So all in all, good.
We
Yeah, it was
also,
really fun.
we also sent out a survey, to everybody who participated, asking for just general feedback, and the majority was really positive.
Mhm.
The only thing was that some restaurants ran out of things too early,
Mhm.
which we did tell everybody how much we were expecting there to be, but, there was just a few that I guess maybe didn't realize or, just a couple hiccups, we
Could
thought it
only
would last
accommodate so
longer.
many.
Pleasant
So-
experience.
Yeah, but now we know, and we could use these numbers, and that feedback for next year to make it even better and make sure all the businesses are more than aware to expect people and expect them to be hungry, so.
Listen, I saw media apps taking pictures during the event, but I haven't seen anything on social media. Have we covered that? Did we do like any kind of a post or something?
Not much, we kind of jumped right, by the time we got it, it was pretty much time to just roll right into, March. So we have a very packed schedule. This month is Women's History Month. We did have a, community engagement survey just of people nominating women. So we have, 3 a week for the entire month. So it was very, by the time we got those photos back, it was already starting to that, so it was getting.
It was past the fact where it didn't really make sense
Yeah.
anymore. So it wasn't even February anymore.
But now we've got content for next year.
But
Exactly.
exactly,
Right.
sometimes those pictures are just good, so that for next year, when we're advertising the event, we could show kind of what was happening and people might be more inclined to be like, oh, that looks great, so many people went out. So not all events will utilize those photos to go out. We will as best we can, but it has to also make sense.
Okay.
Yeah.
What about the turnaround, like in general of the pictures? I mean, the event was before Valentine's Day, I think, right?
It was the day
Yeah,
before.
The day before, yeah.
Yeah, for
Yeah.
the most part, they're pretty quick, but it's at minimum, it's about a week before we get them. This one was like a little bit more than that. So this one just took a minute longer than we anticipated, but
I mean, I'm fine with that. I think just for general purposes, maybe we need to have a conversation with Media X so that they can provide us at least some pictures, if,
like a preview.
Yeah.
Yeah.
review a
That's a
day or
good
two
idea.
after, so that while it's still fresh, we can
Right,
do
we can-
something with it and then.
Mhm.
We could actually, and I'm just thinking outside, right? We could do like a throwback Thursday type of
Yeah.
clip,
Cool.
maybe just sort of throw that into the mix.
Mhm.
But
It's a lot of
Um,
options.
yeah, but we can
Yeah.
explore more.
Yeah, I agree. I think it would be nice to do some kind of throwback or recap so people kind of see Somerville really buzzing with people. They're like, oh, I kind of FOMO. I was like, oh, I need to, make sure I join the next event, right? So then they can participate. So kind of continue to create that excitement. I think would be great.
Awesome. Any other questions before we move on? As far as events go, please remember that St. Patrick's Day Parade is on Sunday. I know it was discussed briefly earlier, but St. Patrick's Day Parade is this weekend, so we will be walking. We have a banner. We would love for the board to attend. You're welcome to bring your significant others, your dogs. I think that, or children, I don't know if mine are coming. I think that rain in the forecast, so I don't really know what that means, but hopefully we can all just put our gear on and muster through.
It's a rain or shine, right?
Yeah, pretty sure.
It looked like last time I saw the rain was in the evening, so we would be okay.
So we might be okay. All right, so I don't actually have any information from them as to when to show up or where we need to go. Hi,
Help us out.
Hi,
yeah, maybe Lee can help us out since she's here.
how are you?
Good. Do you have any info on where to go for the parade on Sunday?
I do. There's a lineup on our website at somerville stpatricksparade.com. I
Okay.
apologize, I haven't looked yet to see where you're located, but I do want to invite you. And at first, I'd like to thank you for your generous sponsorship, but I would like to invite you into my office. We have potato soup and Irish soda bread that day. So I invite some of the sponsors and the CERT people and other people, and it's a lot of fun. So we have a band that practices in there, so it's an enjoyable time. 12:30 is is the kind of time to get there and just set up because the roads will get shut down. So if you can be there by 12:30, 12:30. All
Great.
right.
Perfect. Thank you so much. I'm glad she was here.
You're very welcome. That's one of the
Yeah.
reasons I came. So
That's
I do
great.
have, I do have a question. I wondered if you might be able to promote the parade this week with everything that goes out. And also we have a Grand Marshal dinner on Friday night to
We'll be
celebrate
there.
our Grand Marshal. And I know you have tickets, so that's a good thing.
Yeah.
So do you know how many people are coming yet?
I think we have 4 tickets, so that's how many people are coming,
Great, that's wonderful.
right?
All right, thank you
Thanks,
very
Lee.
much for your time.
Sure. Well, there you go. St. Patrick's Day Parade. We haven't promoted it on,
I haven't received any materials. Lee, if that was another thing, I don't know if you are the one I should talk to. I didn't see any Instagram or graphics or anything on your website. Is that something that could be sent to me, or is that on us to create? Oh, you're muted. I'm so sorry.
Well, we'll connect with her. We'll connect with her afterwards about the content for that. So we're happy to share. We're gonna move forward. It's all good. We'll connect with you after, Lee. We're gonna move forward. So we are going to be working with an Easter, sort of a micro event, a business focused event, and trying to get folks into the district. Actually, Dimitri offered us a suggestion on how to make this a little bit more adult focused, because last year the feedback was that families were going into the businesses looking for candy and there wasn't candy because it was more of an adult focused event. So rather than doing it during the day, piggyback off of Galentine's and do an evening, not necessarily ticketed or anything like that, but definitely promoting it and, having sort of Easter eggs lying around town, but again, more adult focused. So we're going to be moving forward in that direction. And then again, it's more of a micro event so that we can help promote the district for the holiday.
If I may, just 2 things. No, this is great. Learning from last year experience, when you guys promoting, we have to make it clear that this is an adult focused
Yes.
event. Because families were very upset that there were no free candies, they were coming into the businesses looking for freebies, and I mean, it's hard to always have free things. So I think we just, whatever message that you have, we can make it clear. I mean, kids are obviously welcome, but there won't be free stuff for kids necessarily.
Yeah.
The second, also learning from last year experience, people were unhappy that we didn't tell them ahead of time that this was happening, so we already are months before the event. So when are we planning on issuing, announcing it?
As soon as humanly possible. I am still digging out of emails, so.
I can only imagine.
Yeah.
I think that with this event, just like any other event, if we can just do something like a save the date, it doesn't
Yeah.
have to be a fully baked, message of fully, but just a save the date, I think goes a long way because people can save that date.
Yeah.
That was a huge, because I was on social media, and
Yeah.
in the groups, and people were unhappy that they already scheduled other things and couldn't attend.
Yeah, and hopefully the fact that it would be a Thursday evening rather than on the weekend where everyone is going to all the Easter egg hunts and doing all the things. Hopefully it won't be as interfering with other things. So, again, I'm gonna see how it goes and get some feedback and understand between the 2 event years and how things go. So, outside of that, I'm not going to go into any depth with Girls Night Out or the street fair. Just that we are pretty much underway. We have we're doing a national country theme for Girls Night Out. So we have a country band booked. We're getting a line dancing instructor.
Colin has her hand raised.
And yep, I will get to that. Yeah, so we're just well underway with all of that. The vendor applications are live. We are going to announce that as well this week for the street fair. But outside of that, we will save any other discussions for our promotions meeting on the events. And Conlon, I will get to you in just a second. I just want to make sure if there's anything else. I think that is about it for the promotions report. Anything else is in the director's report? Conlon, did you have a question?
Yeah, so just going back to the Easter egg hunt event, I think it would be helpful when you send out the event, save the date, to put a couple of photos from last year so people can know what to expect, right? In terms of what's happening, the vibe. And
I don't think
this
they
is,
took photos last year, unfortunately, so.
oh,
So we
does
haven't.
Chaz have any photos?
No, it
No.
was, Dimitri and I put it together very quickly at
Oh,
zero
really?
budget. So we did not bring out any photographers.
Oh,
It was
really?
really a proof of concept, if anything, and we're probably I think we're shifting the focus and the flow of the event enough that anything we had from last year probably wouldn't be useful anyway.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, okay. Or maybe some images so people can see what to expect or just kind of, just kind of the vibe. I think would be helpful. And then also highlight a few of the businesses that will be participating, save the date, right? So there's, Marble Studios participating, providing this and that, or, an experience. So we can highlight and, bring the focus back also to some of our merchant in some of the save the date or pre-marketing, pre-events emails.
Awesome, thanks.
Welcome.
Sorry. I had a question about something in your promotion section of your report.
Mhm.
Is now a good time to ask that question, or do you want me to save that for later?
Let's just do it now.
Okay.
It's just,
It says here that that all of our signature events are getting a facelift.
Yes.
As far as the logo.
mhm.
I was a little, can you elaborate on that a little bit?
I have been in touch with a graphic designer that I have worked with before. Because and this is stemmed mostly from the summer event logos, because they are very difficult to use. We don't have vector, high quality versions of the logos. So if we wanted to reprint it on a shirt or somewhere else, we simply can't. It's just pixelated and terrible. So in thinking about the summer events, I had heard previously that the Girls Night Out logo was not really a favorite. And then the Jubilee, also same thing, there's this big elaborate tree thing, like we could barely use them for graphics for last year. So we wanted to just update since they've been used for so long. So right now it's all just concept stage and just having somebody, because as much as we could probably do it, we're starting to shift our focus away from graphic design and getting some support and help so that we can have someone who's much more professional than us manage all of that. So right now we're in the concept stage, and the designer is going to send some things over, and then we'll bring it to committee level and make sure that everybody can see what's going on. But going through all the nitty gritties of like 20 different logos, and then going through, we're just kind of feeding through all of that first, and then we'll
Narrow it down.
yeah, we'll narrow it down so it's not overwhelming for everybody.
So, but, sorry, I'm sorry, I was today. So, but basically your idea is once you have the concept ready, it will be presented to the committees and the board for the general approval.
It could be decided if the board needs to decide. I mean, the event specific logos is probably, I would think is enough on committee level.
I think at committee level. is
Yeah.
very fine.
Yeah, I don't know if it needs to go that far. If someone would like otherwise, I'm happy to do it. But yeah, we'll bring it down to the committee level. So I'm hoping by the next promotions committee that we'll have at least 2 or 3 to choose from, rather than the 20 that she originally has already set, which we don't like any of them.
Yeah.
Well, we didn't give her a lot to go on, and it looks very similar to what we already have. So we want to kind of shift away so that we can get a fresh perspective on the events themselves. So yeah, and the funding for it is pretty much coming out of the event specific budgets. So
Thank you.
Should we talk about the Main Street grant now, or is it part of the director's report?
no, we can talk about it now.
Okay.
Finance.
We had talked about, Main Street, New Jersey grant, for which we've requested $150,000. Last month, the application has since opened. It actually opened a few days earlier than was scheduled, which meant Olivia burned some midnight oil while on vacation, but we got it done. As a reminder, it's $150,000 grant. We've applied to use it for the Giardina and Division Street projects. To help with the refresh. for lack of a better. We did need, on an emergency basis, to sign a board resolution to approve the grant in order
have a
for the
copy?
application to go through, which we distributed at the meeting. It just says we're allowing Olivia to apply for the grant to get money for DSA to use. So if anyone would like to make a motion to approve this resolution retroactively, that would be great.
I'll move to make a
I'll move.
motion.
Oh, there you go. Thanks, Tom.
Sounds like we got a first and a second.
Roll call.
Yes.
Step back away.
Yes.
Colin Chan,
Yes.
Talia Clayman.
Yeah.
Chris Edwards,
Yes.
Adriana Hopwood,
Yes.
Kevin Sluka.
I'll be mad if you say
Stevens,
no.
Yeah.
Don't say no.
Thank you. Matter passes.
Thank you.
Time frame that we have to do whatever it is that we're doing.
This is,
By
this-
June of next
this-
year.
This is the 6 month thing or?
No, no, this is a
different?
different
Oh,
one.
that's-
So
That's the other.
it's the fiscal year of the grant. So we just have to submit whatever we've spent money on. And the way that the New Jersey grant, the Main Street New Jersey grant works is you're literally paying for the elements and then submitting your receipts and then getting reimbursed.
So do we only get 150 if we spend 150?
Correct.
Yes.
Okay.
Mm.
They give you an upfront amount, so we'll have a big chunk. Usually, last year was 50%, so I'm assuming they're gonna do the same thing. So, you know, we'll have a chunk of it to work with initially and then submit from there. But I will have to submit all of the receipts as we spend on elements of the project.
But this can be used for all the different bits and pieces that we've already talked about doing this year. Not least of which is the garbage cans, the furniture, the signage, like all of the stuff. That we've already got mapped out, so we won't have any trouble finding a way to spend it.
I'm sure.
And it's a lot of things that definitely really need to be done. The February financial reports are included in your packet. We're also emailed. Unless anyone has any questions, that's just informational for you. I'm hearing no questions, so we can move on to the economic vitality report.
Thank you. I did receive a message last week that the milkshake factory is confirmed at the new site of the Edge properties. So that should be interesting. Hopefully I'll be able to connect with the owner there soon. Turn to my page so that I can be correct on this stuff. Leah, do you want to give an update on our headshots? Because our project seems to be moving along nicely.
Yes, so we pretty much completed the headshot project. We need your headshot. We'll talk about it. But since I believe last month I reported that we had 14 done and we got another 17 done this time. So we've given a lot of extra dates and we've kind of hit the end of where people are starting to respond to the survey now. So we've closed it. However, if we do need to bring back dates, the photographer is more than willing to work with us, give us some more dates and give us more times for any businesses that we've missed. And if any businesses are listening and you don't have your headshots done and you want to, please reach out to me. But it was very successful. Everyone who's been receiving their photographs have been really happy about it. He is still in the editing phase. It does take a little while to edit the pictures. What he's been doing is about 20-minute mini photo shoots. And this is with Jeff from Monologue Moments. He's been doing 20-minute mini photo shoots, trying to get at least 5 or 6 good headshots, good shots for you. And then he edits those and he sends them my way and I've been forwarding them over to the businesses. And yeah, we've gotten some really great feedback and they're really helpful for the businesses, for their branding, social media, whatever they need. And then we also have access to them, so we can use them for future things as well. Yeah.
Awesome. And then some of us also
Yes.
got them. So thank you for participating. Please note March Mixer is next week, so any businesses on the call, if you have an RSVP, please do let us know. It is from 6 to 8 at Picasso's.
Olivia, you want us to come as well, if we can, right?
If you can, if you'd like to, yeah, to represent, that's always helpful. If you can't make it, that's okay too, but
Yeah, I just asked because one of the board trainings was during that time slot. So I'm gonna try to go to the lunch one, but.
okay, if you can.
Yeah.
The board training is, honestly, the board training is way more important. And I'll get to that in a little bit, but yeah, if you have to do the board training, please choose to do the board training. So yes, please make note of that. And then I had talked about last time about locating some information to put our listings, our property listings on our website.
Yeah.
I've located the information itself. Now it's just a question of building out the page in addition to the very long list of other updates that we need to do for the website. So
Did you connect with a real estate agent or you found a resource?
no, I found a resource with the county. The Economic Development Office helped me locate some stuff and also using online resources as well. So yeah.
I'm sorry, I don't mean to be the only one asking all the questions, but
That's okay. Questions are good.
I thought that during the last promotions meeting, we decided that we're gonna focus on the visitors aspect of the website and put the vacancies and business on the back burner until we get the visitors part done.
We did say that, but I need a hub. I need a resource to be able to send when people contact me because people contact often. So to be able to say, hey, check out this link, it doesn't have to be something that's accessible on the main page, but I need to have somewhere where I can put the information when people ask. And then I can send them a link and say, hey, check out this link. These are our listings that are available. You know, let me know if you have questions.
But are you intending on keeping just the links to the other resources? Or are you intending on updating the vacancies all the time? Because the vacancies change all the time.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
I mean, do we really want to be responsible for updating the listings? I mean, the listings are out there if someone wants to do the homework. If I am opening the business, the least I think I can do is go online or reach out to a broker and find the listing.
So how do I say that to somebody when they call me? I can't, I have to give them something. Like I don't, somebody calls me, hey, do you have any vacancies in Somerville? They could very easily look for them themselves. But when they call me and ask me, I'm supposed to be a resource as well. So when I say, yes, I do, here's some links. Here's a link. Why don't you check it out? Otherwise, I'm going to be going through and searching every single time. Does that make sense?
Yes and no. I mean, I understand. I don't think that the downtown, well, I mean, we don't have that many vacancies we don't have that many vacancies in the district for the DSA to be super concerned with filling them. And I think the vacancies are filling in pretty quickly without our effort. So I don't know that your time is really well spent on trying to keep a current list of commercial vacancies. And I think maybe that's the answer, right? That yes, we have vacancies, please reach out to the brokers that, I mean, everything is on Google these days, right? You can go on whatever the commercial website is and Google the listings.
You know, it's not that easy to find it. I'd be happy to volunteer to put a list together and keep it for you.
Thanks, Lee.
You're welcome.
It is 25% of our job as an organization, all of us, to make sure that whether we have 1 or 20 empty storefronts, that we support getting them filled. So if there's one little thing that I can do, like putting listings on a website and not doing anything else to help further that process, I'm going to do it because that's what we are here. That's what we're supposed to be doing, is encouraging those vacancies to be filled.
I completely agree with that. I just think that if that's being prioritized over getting visitors into the district, then it's not really furthering our.
It's not prioritizing one over the other. Like I said, it's 25%. So all the other areas, the fundraising is 25%, the promotions is 25%, the design stuff, the, you know, Division Street, Judina, et cetera, what we talked about, trash cans, et cetera, 25%. Everything gets a quarter of our attention because all 4 of those things with the Main Street process is equally working together to achieve the goal of people coming into the district. It doesn't seem like it, like the promotion obviously is the in your face stuff, right? Where it's obvious we're trying to get you to come in. But then there's the other components that add to that to get people interested into the district. So if a new business, especially someone who might be I don't know, like a national brand or something, and they see on the DSA website, there's this commercial space that they want to rent, then they already know that they can come into town, they can call us to have some help, whatever that is, and then fill that space, and then we have a national brand in the town, and then more people want to come in. I mean, it's just an example, but the idea is that all of the components are working together to achieve that same common goal. But if anyone else thinks that I shouldn't be spending time doing that, please speak up. I'm okay to not do it. I'm just responding to your.
I think it's important. Is there any, I don't even know if the DSA has this as a possibility where you could sell a sponsorship where there's a broker who's managing that on behalf of the DSA. So you still have, I know what you're saying. You want to have something to give them when
Just
they
the
ask,
information.
but the hard part's going to be keeping up with it. Is there someone who can be responsible for that? And they're basically paying to be that broker, if that makes sense.
It's possible. They would have to know how to update the website.
Yeah.
So yeah, it may be difficult to keep up with. But one way or another, it needs to get done. So if we have a
Yeah.
volunteer that helps us log in every week or month or however often it gets done, then great. If not, then that's just something that we manage.
Okay. Yeah, the counties, they have whysomerset.org. We started that,
Mhm.
and before we had given it back to the county, we went down this rabbit hole, and then once the county got it, they stayed away from kind of picking winners and losers. That's why I'm asking.
Yeah,
You know,
it's tough to pick like a broker specifically because, well, why are you picking them and not me, right? And then
Right.
it becomes whatever.
That's when you have to put a paywall up essentially.
Yeah,
Okay.
right. So it's more to help facilitate the process of people finding the spaces because like Lee just mentioned, it's sometimes difficult. Yeah, there's LoopNet and there's all these things, but sometimes it's just not easy to find. So we're not becoming brokers by no means. It ends there at the listing. It's like I am not qualified to continue those conversations.
How much information are we providing? We're just providing that this space is open.
One or two photos, if there's pricing, whatever the square footage rate is, and then the contact info of the leasing agent. That's it. I mean, it's not meant to be not a real estate site, so I'm not looking to
Right.
go crazy here. This is just pretty basic.
Yeah, we also have current businesses who are in a spot right now, also coming to us asking about other spots that might become available, they might be growing out of it, whatever the case may be, so.
It's
good
three
to-
right now, right? I think there's
Yeah.
3 businesses in particular that are us.
Right, so to assist them, we need to have that as well. Yeah, and there are quite a few empty storefronts in town.
Olivia, I'd be happy to meet with you tomorrow and discuss this. We are in the district, so McLaughlin Realtors would be happy to take care of this for you and help you keep an updated list. So,
Yeah, well, let's connect for sure. There's a couple things we can talk about. Thank you. Okay. I'll just jump right in.
Yeah, please.
Okay, I'm not gonna go through the whole thing. I've already gone through some of it. I really, really, really please want to call your attention, board members, to the training. It is next week. If for any reason you are unable to attend one of the sessions, please let me know. It's really important that you get this information in some way, shape, or form so you can understand the 4-point approach, like I was just explaining a little bit of, and then, also your roles in being able to support us as a team. And especially for the folks that are new, even not just this year, but last year as well, just understanding, well, what am I supposed to do as a board member at DSA? This will help tremendously.
So
And
sorry.
go ahead.
There's no sign up though, right? Because I thought this was a sign up when I clicked on it, it opened the Zoom.
Yeah,
So do we just,
it was a sign up initially, and then I guess they changed it. So these links right here are literally the link to start the meeting for that specific meeting.
okay.
So, and I emailed this to you guys, so it's digital in the Google Doc. You should just be able to click on the link, open up the.
Yeah,
meeting.
it worked.
Yeah, I tested it earlier too.
Yeah.
You asked the question, not me, because I did the same thing.
Yeah,
Which is-
because I was gonna sign up, and then they send you the calendar.
Yeah,
thing.
I will-
It's like, oh, it's opening there.
I will, I'm back and forth with Main Street, New Jersey already on the grant stuff, so I'll just ask for sure, just to doubly confirm that there's no additional sign up needed at this point. If there is, if it's changed, I will let everybody know right away, but, please, if you can, take the time to do it. And again, if you can't, please let me know so we can figure out how to get you the information. Um, so we already did our promotions. So from an organization standpoint, since we don't really have a committee for that, I'm pretty much managing that point. The collaboration with the school department is just no new developments at this point. We're just trying to figure out how we can execute having a downtown museum concept. I am meeting with Caitlin Bundy with the county this week to see if there's perhaps the cultural arts grants that are available that could lend to assisting with this. So more to come later on that. The Tour of Somerville meetings have shifted to bi-weekly. Leah went last week in my absence. Things seem to be rolling along with their planning of everything, which I'm just sort of keeping my mouth shut because I don't need to do anything else. But things seem to be moving forward. So when I discussed with them our contribution for sponsorship, I believe last year was $4,000 that we did. I discussed the idea that we have a lot of promotional outlets that exist that we pay for, and that we could potentially increase our sponsorship by offering it as in kind. So I just sort of threw some numbers together here, and this is by no means engraved in stone. I don't know if we need to approve this or, maybe discuss it a little bit. But offering them, using the billboard, we can put as many graphics up on the billboard as we want. It just cuts into the amount of times and the rotations that occur. So for a couple of months, half the time using the billboard, that would be, $1,400 for the 2 months. Using our tap into ads, if they want to do the full time there, for about 1.5 months, because then we also have our ladies' night and all that stuff that we want to promote as well. The digital ads for NewJersey.com, same thing. And then time to do a little bit of a PR push. So we would be reaching out to some national outlets to say, hey, historical event, biggest bike race in the country, 80 years, et cetera, et cetera. So just a little bit of time to do that as well. And then potentially either shifting these numbers for it to make sense in a different way, maybe adding more promotional value items in kind, for us to then write a check essentially for the remaining amount to get us to the 10,000 level sponsorship. So their levels are 2,500, 5,000 and 10,000. I believe it was 4,000 last year with some in kind to get to the 5,000 level. I don't know.
I'm not sure if there's necessarily any in kind. I mean, we might have maybe
is it-
some A-frame usage. Probably about it.
Okay, was it, well, this is what I'm proposing. So we don't have to do the 10,000 level. This puts us in more locations, our logos and stuff on more
Right.
locations. But if we participate at this level, then, obviously we have more. If we don't want to do that and we just want to stick to the 5,000 level, then I can reduce the amount of promotional value. And we can just, cut a check for 2,500 and then do promotional value of 2,500 and call it a day. Because they do want the actual money, which I respect.
This is for the bike
That's
race
okay.
we're talking about?
Yes, the bike race. Mhm.
Okay. My question is more like, I think how many people are expecting to come through our town on that day?
What's the number?
1,000?
10, I was,
St. Pat's is the biggest,
St. Pat's is the biggest, that's like 20,000.
20-something thousand.
This one was like 10 or 13, I want to
Yeah.
say. They sent the actual numbers. I just don't remember off the top of my head.
Okay.
Depends
Yeah.
on the weather too.
Yeah.
Yeah, the weather is a factor, and then also, obviously the promotional components, because this is a milestone race,
Right.
it could draw more people. I know that they already have more people who have submitted their participation, like racers,
Good.
this year than previously by a couple hundred already, so that's already a plus.
Yeah. Well, I'm asking because it sounds like that's a good amount of people coming through our town. So I think it's kind of like New York City Marathon, right? People flying from all over the world, and it's like a big deal for tourism, restaurants. I think for me, if we want to spend money on this, I want the town to make an impression of people who are coming through our town, right? So whether it's like you know, kind of like flags, welcome to Somerville, like a big sign, something for them, or I don't know, we can,
No.
to encourage people to feel welcome, like bands or something. I don't know. I mean, just, something that when they come through the town, they'll feel, oh, wow, Somerville is really cool. I have to make a mental point to come back to Somerville at some point. So I think it's a great chance for us to make an impression on them, but I don't know what's the best way on the day of.
One
I
of the
think some of
issues,
these details are really committee level issues that we really don't need to take up the entire board's time with.
Mm,
5350 on the cash piece is well within the community supported events budget that's already been approved. I think maybe we just need to touch base with the promotions team and make sure everybody's okay with diverting some of the bandwidth, for lack of a better, on the billboards and the advertising.
Yeah, I mean, I don't see how that
I
could
don't
be.
suspect there'd be any pushback, but
Yeah, so on billboards and like are you proposing that just part of the time will devote to tour of Somerville? I mean,
It costs us nothing because
Right.
we're not even creating the graphics. They already have it all done. They just have to resize it for the formats that I've given them, so.
I mean, personally, I think that tour of Somerville is such a hallmark event. I mean,
yeah,
this
and it
is-
brings a
yeah,
lot of people
It
here.
brings a lot of people.
Yep.
Also, we're still advertising Somerville, whether it's
Right.
Somerville, Girls Night Out in Somerville, or whether it's tour of Somerville, it's still Somerville,
Yeah.
right? And I think
Agreed.
just showing people that there are all these different various events that are going on, not just Girls Night Out, but there's a sport event, right, and jazz and art. So I mean, I would definitely vote yes.
Do we need to do any kind of voting on this or no?
It's already within budget. I don't think there's any voting necessary.
Okay, well then that's great.
And just on a point, it's Memorial Day, right? So
Yeah.
it kicks off with a parade. So there's 3 bands booked already.
Mhm.
However, everybody leaves by 10:30,
Mhm.
right? So the parade's done. We do this to accommodate the tour. The tour would probably like to talk about as this parade grows, to figure out how to navigate the two. So we've actually, from last year having, no band, basically, now we have 3 bands in the parade. And we still have to meet that timeline, but I will tell you, it goes into obviously a ceremony at the cemetery. So the only thing I always caution is you gotta remember it's Memorial Day too, right? So that's the issue is so somehow we were able to ensure that the DSA was honoring the fallen soldiers, right? That would help as well.
The veteran banners will be up Memorial Day, May 1st through Memorial Day, and then we'll switch out to Pride on June 1st. So that is not going to change. There was a discussion and Casey and I will probably be connecting this week, but there was a discussion about veterans that have been in the race as well, and specifically Somerville bike racers who are also veterans. And having them featured on the banners
Yeah.
in relation to the veteran banners as well. So that, as far as the DSA goes, is our representation so far of the veterans, and I don't intend to change that part.
Maybe we can include that in our social media too, that veterans, are also racers.
Mhm. Yeah,
And we didn't have any funding towards the legal runaround this year, right?
they're not in Somerville anymore?
Yeah, they relocated.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
it was too costly for them to continue there.
We have a bucket that we called community support.
So I was just gonna say, you won't have that expense. That was my point.
Right,
Gotcha.
right. Yeah, so that helps to put towards something like this. Yeah. Okay,
I
great.
just have one minor comment about this, and I know it's on the committee level, but an issue is because this event is on Monday and most of the restaurants are closed, and that's a big issue, I think, because there's not very many places for people to go. So I don't know if there's a way to like encourage businesses to open, especially on Memorial Day. Just throwing it out.
There's definitely a way to encourage them.
So
Definitely a way to encourage, but
Yeah.
I think what encourages businesses to stay open is customers.
Mhm.
And even though there is a lot of people in town, there is not a lot of customers in town, right? So majority of the businesses, not just restaurants, are closed. It's not like a big business event, right? The tour of Somerville doesn't really do anything for businesses. And most of the people that come in, right, they set up along the race road and they watch, right, and then they bring their whatever food and whatever. They don't really go into the businesses.
Just throwing it out there. 'cause I know
We'll
what's
still
their face
encourage,
and they're
we
not
will,
open,
we will
so.
still in our
Yeah,
emails and
I
our
know.
messaging, we'll still encourage them to consider it, but obviously there's no
Yeah,
way
it's
we can
probably
control.
unlikely.
Yeah,
Yeah.
at least the food places that can support grab and go, takeout kind of stuff.
Mhm.
is-
Yeah,
But
the-
two of them are doing outside, so,
Yeah.
so,
Oh, that's- yeah,
Project
good.
Pub and Village are
Good.
applying for outside, food and liquor.
That's great.
Love that.
Mm.
Okay, great. And then just in the design component, we did have our kickoff meeting, in February with Arterial for the, architecture plans for Giardina Walk and Division Street. Division Street has a couple little snags that we're going to try to figure out, before we move forward. So the 6 month grant that we have has not yet officially started because of this snag, just so we can figure it out.
Mhm.
I don't want us trying to figure this out, delaying any of
This
the
is
actual
just
project work.
satisfying the fire department.
The
stuff.
fire department stuff, yeah, whatever, issues that are in the way, so. So I'm coordinating with Arterial to do a site visit, so we can go through that. Which will also include, the fire department and a couple members of our team as well, but we're just keeping that one simple for right now, just to kind of clear that one up. And then outside of that, the ABS contract did increase a little bit. Last time we spoke to them, we asked them to switch to the 4-day a week a little early. So just so everyone knows, the cost is obviously going to be tacked on with that for the month. If you see the numbers change for next month, you'll know why. Outside of that, the rest is up for discussion as you need it, if you need it, after the meeting, during the meeting, whatever you'd like to do. But that will conclude my report for this evening.
Are we able to now, receive a motion to approve February's minutes?
Yes.
Motion to approve.
Second, all in favor?
Aye.
Hey, and it passes. We have a bunch of friends on Zoom and in person. Does anybody have any questions, comments, concerns for the board? I see comments.
Online?
Yes, cool.
Comments. Okay.
Well, I guess this is the public comment section.
Yes.
So I just wanted to reconnect with Li Ching. She's there. So she has expressed an interest to be our sponsor for the June 1st International Street Fair. So Li Ching, I don't know if you want to just say a few words.
My name is Li Qingyang, and I'm founder of a Center Culture for Creative Exchange in locally. And I do a lot of event in the past last 30 years. Actually, I did a lot of event in the previously in Summersville for this Asian month celebration in Division Street for many years. And now actually they are started thinking about to do again this year because the last time we did was before COVID. After the COVID, and there's nothing anymore. But they are talking about this year. But Colleen was telling me, oh, this organization are interesting to do international event. I say, okay, that sounds nice. We can provide some Asian event, which I have an organization with lots of teenager volunteer, and they are very, very, very efficient. We do like every year we do the Lantern Festival in the Commerce Mall, and I don't know anyone of you ever see it?
Yes.
That's
I do.
done by us.
It's amazing.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's done by us. We display that for 2 weeks in the mall. And then every year, I don't know any one of you ever see the Lunar New Year?
Yeah.
You have?
I worked there, so yes, I was there for it.
That's good. That's provided by us too.
Mhm.
And we do it also in the Mellow Park, a mall. And we also do the many other, like a locally 50+ club, like a Canal Walk 55+ club. We do all that, but all done by the, organization. We have not cooperated with anybody. We do it ourselves. And I thought, it would be nice that, we can collaborate with other people and we can do different things. Since I live in Bridgewater, I'm pretty much very familiar with Somerville, and I have done a lot of stuff in the Somerville. I did twice in the Edison Chinese New Year Parade in the Route 27 years ago. And I thought you guys talk about parade. We might be able to do the parade in the Somerset County for like an Asian festival, stuff like this. If you got interested, because
Yeah. That's great. Yeah, so thank you.
Actually, if you can show it on the screen, the thing that we did. Can we?
I don't know if I can do that on here.
Don't think we have a way to do that
Okay.
over Wi-Fi, but we should definitely connect.
Yeah, just go onto my website, our website,
Mhm.
cccenj.org.
Sorry, what was it one more time?
cccenj.org. Yeah, here we go. You go to event, you will see those lanterns are all made by ourselves. We learn it, we do our teenager and the parents, we all did it ourselves.
Can you share it? A little bit, there you go, share.
Yep,
There you
yep.
go. No. Oh, did you get it? Okay.
Participants can see your screen.
Yeah, so as you guys see, they have a lot of performance capability. They can do the ribbon dance, they can do traditional outfit fashion show, they can do fan dance. So I was just thinking for the International Street Fair, that they're willing to be one of our performance partner to provide some content, entertainment, and dances for some of our visitors. And because Li Qing has been in this space for a long time, right, she can also help draw in a crowd. And that's why the Bridgewater Commons, she also does the Lunar New Year celebration for Bridgewater Commons. I know Olivia knows the BD person there. So they have 5 years of cooperation. And according to him, she always brought in the biggest crowd for the Bridgewater Common Mall. So we're very honored to have her willingness to help us out for our first international street fair. So thank you so much for Li Qing. Does anybody have questions for her, or I don't know, other people might want
I
to
would
speak?
just like to connect with you because we had talked today about, I'm going to be getting a lot of entertainment for this event, so I would love your part, so we can talk more about that.
Great.
Also, actually, we draw too much crowd for the capacity of the both mall. This year, both malls say they're gonna hold a meeting with us because they say we might have, capacity problem because we need the entrance for handicap. We need, space for somebody to be able to go through. But when they do the promotion, and we do the promotion, both of us do promotion.
Right.
In that regard, we don't know who's coming. There's not one single parking lot this year in the mall at that time, at that day.
Yes, it was hard to park there for sure. So that's something, it's a good situation. So I think I think it's good. Maybe you, me, Li Qing, Leah, Becky, and Olivia, we can have a separate meeting to talk more about this because I'm sure we have a lot of great ideas together. So we can kind of flesh it out a little bit more to make sure we have a very successful international street fair. Thank you.
Thank you.
You talk about the grant, we do have a grant for Somerset County Art.
Oh, okay.
Local.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
we
Amazing.
do, because we do big event, we have to have some money somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, every time we do the Lantern Festival, it costs a lot of money.
Oh, I bet.
Oh,
Li Qing has a lot of
So
good
we need
resources
that,
for us.
so, well, if, I get to know you guys, you get to know us, maybe we can, like you talk about international fair, can put it together with parade or different kind of, it can be, all nation, like K-pop.
Yeah.
You see the K-pop, all different kind of nationality.
Yes.
We could do some type of that. What we did years ago at the parade, everybody had their own track, they created their own nationality specialty.
Mhm,
and then we parade with the truck. And whoever like a vendor,
mhm.
they can sponsor a truck.
Mhm.
They just had, say fireplace, a fire truck, it should not be very expensive, correct?
Yeah.
Right.
That we can get them involved, we give them a little bit donation, they would waiting to do it.
Right,
You know, fire department, they need a donation.
yeah.
We give them a donation, they loan us the truck or whatever, then we can degrade up all different nationality. And that would definitely attract a lot of people.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, the reason all these people want us to be there, because we attract a lot of people there.
Mhm.
And that, we help each other.
Right.
Yeah, we get to, we get to promote the culture and they get to crowd. And that's why
That's
we are
great.
together.
That sounds like.
So that's my,
Thank you.
Yeah.
my,
We'll
Thank
look
you
forward
so
to connecting
much.
with you and having a chat
Definitely
about this.
reach out.
in detail.
Okay.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Awesome.
If there's nothing else, we can adjourn the meeting.
No, like I said, maybe wrong. I gotta run now, everybody. Have a good night.
Thanks, Chris.
Good night, Chris.
Are we official?
Yes.